Hey guys, what's going on? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 14 of my 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Over the last few days, I have been talking about different Star Wars books, and today I'm going to finish doing that by talking about Star Wars Infinities, The Return of the Jedi. Like I've been saying over the last few days, the Infinities line was a series of what-if stories, where you take one of the original trilogy movies, and then you say something different happened than what happened in the movie, and then we explore an alternate timeline, while still giving us very familiar characters. They're just experiencing events differently than what we saw in the movie. And like I've said over the last few days, I'm going to have to talk about some spoiler stuff because it's going to be very difficult for me to talk about what makes this an alternate reality without talking some pretty heavy spoilers. This is probably my least favorite of the three Infinities books. In the New Hope Infinities story, that diverged from the events of A New Hope near the end of the events of A New Hope, but it still gave us very different events that we had not seen in the original trilogy. The Empire Strikes Back Infinities book, it diverges near the very beginning of The Empire Strikes Back, so it gives us a very different Empire Strikes Back. This also diverges near the beginning of Return of the Jedi, but after the divergent point, everything still feels very similar. This diverges because when Jabba the Hutt is negotiating with Princess Leia, who is dressed up as a bounty hunter trying to turn in Chewbacca, he knocks over 3PO like he does in the movie. In the movie, he just falls down and it's comical and everyone laughs. Here, he knocks over 3PO and his head rolls off and rolls under a table. And so he doesn't have a translator droid, so Leia is forced to take off her mask and reveal who she is so that she can try to negotiate with Jabba, and then Boba Fett tries to shoot her. The bomb that she has in her hand, it rolls under the table. There's chaos everywhere. She's standing like 3 feet away from C-3PO's head, and she's like, I gotta go rescue him. And then Lando's like, no, we don't have time. So he has Chewbacca grab her, and they run out the door, and then they're like 600 feet away from Jabba's palace when it blows up. And I'm thinking, really, you didn't have time to walk 3 feet and grab 3PO's head? 3PO gets crapped on a lot in this trilogy. In the Empire Strikes Back one, I didn't mention this yesterday, but he's abandoned at Jabba's palace by Han and Chewie, and then Darth Vader kidnaps him, and then rips his head off. So some people must have really hated C-3PO when they were doing these stories. But anyway, because of that, they are not able to rescue Han immediately like they were in the movie. And I know you say immediately, it took them like half the movie to rescue Han. Yeah, it takes them even longer to rescue Han here, because while they're trying to get him, Leia actually accidentally shoots at the control panel on the carbonite thing, and then when they finally do get Han, because he's been in it so long and because the control panel was damaged, he is permanently blind. But like I said, this book, it feels like it takes a lot of the same events that Return of the Jedi, the movie, gave us. They take a really long time to rescue Han, just like the movie did. They've still got the Rebel Alliance flying into a trap, just like in the movie. Except here, Han Solo, he's not on Endor, he's on the Falcon with Lando Calrissian. You've still got Luke Skywalker redeeming Darth Vader on the Death Star with the Emperor watching and laughing. Only this time, it's Luke and Leia. A lot of the same events that happened in Return of the Jedi still happen here, just slightly differently. It's not as much of a different story as I would have liked. Now, there are some things that are different. Again, huge spoilers here. If you haven't read the book, probably want to turn the video off right now. Darth Vader lives here. He doesn't die like he did in the movie. He lives and he joins the rebellion. The Emperor also lives and he goes off somewhere in hiding. And so here, I feel like we get an ending that makes a little bit more sense than what we got in the movie, where they say, okay, the Emperor's still alive, and all of the Imperial generals, they're off kind of running around like a chicken with their heads cut off, but they're probably going to rally under him soon. So the war is definitely not over, but now we've got Darth Vader on our side, and we're all together, and we can all work to defeat the Empire. So it still gives you a sense of there's more yet to come, whereas the Return of the Jedi movie, if you just watch the movie and you ignore all of the expanded universe stuff that came after that, you're thinking, oh, okay, everything's good now. We don't have any more bad guys to fight, even though if you sit and think about it, and I've said this before, there's still a whole lot of bad guys that they have left to fight. So overall, I don't hate this book, but it's my least favorite of the Infinities books. People who really hate Return of the Jedi might like this even more, because the Ewoks, they're not in it hardly at all. They are in it a little bit, but you don't get extended scenes with them interacting with the other characters. You just see them fighting stormtroopers a little bit. So if you hate the Ewoks, you might like this book even more than the movie. I don't know. But Overall, I thought that this was okay. This wasn't the best of the Infinities books. I feel like it is kind of the weakest one. Of course, that's not really fair to say when there's only 3 of them. One of them has to be worse than the other 2. I feel like it is this one. So those are my thoughts on Star Wars Infinities Return of the Jedi. I hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to check out some of the other videos that I'll be doing later this week. They won't be Star Wars themed. I know what they'll be, but I'll leave the surprise for you guys. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.